Today I'm going to read a book about a vegetable that sort of looks like an umbrella when an umbrella is open. Can you think of what vegetable sort of looks like an umbrella when an umbrella is open? I can think of broccoli. Sort of looks like an umbrella when umbrella is open because it's got the stalk and then it's wide on top. But there's another vegetable that also is straight at the bottom and then it gets wide on top. Do you know what vegetable this is? It's the mushroom. And this book is called Mushrooms in the Rain, and it's got a mystery in this story. So I know you guys know a mystery is something that needs to be solved. So I want you to be good detectives and listen to the story to find out the mystery in this book. The author of this book is Mira Ginsberg. Let's find out what happens to mushrooms in the rain. One day an ant was caught in the rain. Where can I hide, he wondered. He saw a tiny mushroom peeking out of the ground in the clearing, so he hid under it. He sat there waiting for the rain to stop, but the rain came down harder and harder. You can see how the ant just barely fits into the mushroom. A wet butterfly crawled up to the mushroom. Cousin Ant, let me come in from the rain. I'm so wet I cannot fly. How can I let you in, said the ant. There's barely room enough for one. It does not matter, said the butterfly. It's better crowded than wet. The ant moved over and made room for the butterfly, and the rain came down harder and harder. So now we have two friends underneath of the mushroom, the ant and the butterfly. This reminds me a little bit about the book, The Mitten, when all of the animals fit in the mitten. A mouse ran up. Let me underneath the mushroom. I'm drenched to the bone. That means he's soaking wet. How can we let you in? There's no more room here. Oh, just move a little closer. So they all huddled closer and let the mouse in. And the rain came down harder and harder. It did not stop. So now how many friends do we have? We had two, and one more makes three. 1, 2, 3. And they're all huddled underneath of the mushroom. A little sparrow, remember we said a sparrow is a bird, hopped up to the mushroom crying, my feathers are dripping, my wings are so tired. Let me in under the mushroom to dry out and rest until the rain stops. But there's no room here. Please move over just a little. So they moved over and there was enough room for the sparrow. So 3 and 1 more makes 4. Yes, and you can see how now he moved in and now there's room for 4 of them underneath the mushroom. Then a rabbit hopped into the clearing and he saw the mushroom. Oh, hide me, he cried. Save me. A fox is chasing me. Poor rabbit, said the ant. Let's crowd ourselves a little bit more and take him in. So 4 and 1 more makes how many? Good, 5. There's the ant, the butterfly, the sparrow, and the mouse, and now the rabbit. And they all fit underneath of this mushroom. How did they fit underneath the mushroom? When it started, the ant could barely fit under the mushroom. That's our mystery. As soon as they hid the rabbit, a fox came running. What do you think the fox wants to do to the rabbit? I think so too. Have you seen the rabbit? Which way did he go? He asked. Oh, we haven't seen him, said the friends. The fox came nearer and went, there's a rabbit smell around here. Are you sure he isn't hiding under there? You silly fox. How could a rabbit hide underneath of a mushroom? Don't you see there's no more room? The fox turned up his nose, flicked his tail, and ran off. By then the rain was over. The sun looked out from behind the clouds, and everyone came out from underneath the mushroom, bright and merry. And here they are coming out from under the mushroom. The ant looked at his neighbors. How could this be? At first there was hardly any room under the mushroom just for me, and in the end all 5 of us fit underneath of the mushroom. How could that be? Have you figured it out yet? Well, let's keep reading. Ha ha ha, someone laughed loudly behind them. They turned and saw a big rabbit sitting on top of the mushroom, shaking his head at them. Ha ha ha, said the rabbit. Don't you know what happens to mushrooms in the rain? He hopped away, still laughing. Have you figured out what happens to mushrooms in the rain yet? That was the mystery in this book. The ant, the butterfly, the mouse, the sparrow, and the rabbit looked at one another, and then they looked at the mushroom, and suddenly they knew why there was room underneath of the mushroom for them after all. Do you know? Can you guess what happens to a mushroom when it rains? Have you figured it out? What happens to mushrooms when it rains? You think about it, and to be able to help you think of this, think about if you take a sponge and you put it into the water, what happens to the sponge? Does it get smaller or does it get bigger? That's my clue. And then you talk about it with your family and think about what happens to mushrooms when it rains. Bye, guys.